What is up, peeps? This is Gonzo coming at you from the truck. Got some time to kill, so I figured I would quell the rumors. My demise, rumors of my demise, have been greatly exaggerated. I've just been concentrating on other things right now, and I've been doing a lot of TikTok. TikTok's a lot easier. It doesn't involve as much work, you know. You don't have to edit down videos. You don't have to do any of that stuff. No, you don't even have to put out quality content. As long as you get enough people pissed off at you, you'll be okay. Like, you'll get followers, you know. Adjust my curtains here. All right. So, figured I'd let you guys know I'm still alive and let you guys have another Trucker Reacts video. And we're going to be doing Fast and Furious this time. Should be fun. Let's give it a shot. Okay, so the famous opening sequence, first truck chase. So immediately I want you to notice those Honda Civics are so cool. that was one of the things about that movie that stood out the most, was those three Honda Civics, man. Everybody in my high school wanted to have a black Honda Civic after that movie. But you notice when he's rolling up next to the truck, so here's the truck, he's rolling up beside him. Notice the height of the trailer. Now, the trailer seems to go just above where his rear view mirror is sticking out. That's legit. That's about the height of a normal trailer. So after that, Honda Civic, that's Dom driving the Honda Civic, I'm assuming, cuts off directly in front of him. Now, first thing you hear is the air horn. Probably shouldn't have done that noise, but anyway, whatever. So, if you cut a truck off like that, absolutely 1000% guaranteed, that's what you're going to hear. You're going to hear the friggin' air horn. You're going to get the air horn. You're going to get the high beam flicks, on and off, on and off. Hell, you do that to me, you're going to get the light bar, and I'm not going to turn it off. I'm just going to turn it on, and you're going to get that light bar just in your face. Okay? 100% agree. Very legit. What I want to know, looking at this, is how much money these guys spend on harpoon guns. They bust out 2 harpoon guns. Okay, first harpoon gun sends a harpoon through the windshield, the pikes open up, and they pull the windshield back out. Okay, so plausible. There's not much holding these windshields on. It's a little bead of adhesive all around. It shouldn't be too hard. The windshield is a lot stronger at it. That adhesive is not to hold the windshield on. It's mainly to keep the water out. All right, so plausible. Then they bust out the harpoon gun number 2, because these guys have a big budget. They have enough budget to get these sleek black Honda Civics with green neon underglow and Mashimoto ZX tires. Obviously, they got the money for it, so they can also afford 2 harpoon guns. Think about that. Do you know anybody with a harpoon gun? Anybody with a harpoon gun? Think about it. No. These guys got 2 of them. They got the corner on the dang harpoon gun market. Anyway, so he busts out the harpoon on the second Civic, blasts it into the headrest of the seat. Now, I'm going to go with 3.5 out of 5 for realism here. Because in theory, if you had a harpoon gun and you shot it through a headrest, first of all, you would have to be really accurate with that harpoon gun. Harpoon guns are not sniper rifles. They are not that accurate. But okay, let's say you're accurate as hell with it. You can get it into that seat back. Now, the two reasons this is kind of unrealistic is the first one is that appears to be an older model cab over truck. Why does that matter? It's just a truck. A truck is a truck. No, not necessarily. See that right there? That right there is my sleeper berth. That's my bunk right there. It's hard to tell because of video, but there's about maybe 2.5 feet between the back of the seat and the bunk. You see that right there? That's my closet. That right there is between the back of the seat and the closet. Alright? Now, in a cab over truck, you don't have a closet. I got a fridge and a microwave on the other side. But you don't have that. That bunk is right up against the back of the seat. Here's the important part. There's also no room between the seats. The engine sits there. A small piece of body panel that's dedicated, it's called a doghouse, is dedicated there for the space between the engine and the transmission. Okay? So there's no space here to just get up and climb back. You have to climb over that doghouse, over the actual body panel that separates the cab and the engine to get into the bunk. Okay? Now, having these seats, these are called high back seats. Now, having high back seats in a cab over truck is not really common because you want as much room as possible to literally climb over the engine and get back in the bunk. So, first of all, cab over most likely wouldn't have high back seats. Alright? Now, second of all, this one is a little less concerning because the harpoon will attach. There is metal here, but not much of it. But let's just say there's a piece of metal in there, whatever. You got a really good quality seat, it's fine. So, I don't think a harpoon would really strike through it, but okay, again, suspension of belief. So, the cool thing is they never actually make him put his weight on it, as they do later on in the movie. We'll get to that. But, you know, he harpoons the seat, then he jumps onto and grabs onto where the window was, where the windshield was. Now, he doesn't get cut because that adhesive tore away and there's no glass there. But whatever. So he climbs in. And let's get to that here in a bit. Okay, so Jesse climbs onto the truck, like I said. He doesn't get cut because that half of the windshield is pulled straight out. There's no pieces of glass or anything on there. Lower this down a bit. Okay, so he climbs in and immediately old Billy Bigwigger over there grabs his tire thumper, starts smacking Jesse. Now, Jesse's got protective gear on, so that's cool. Now, trucking part of it we see is he starts swerving a lot. Understandable. I mean, you're trying to fight off somebody trying to climb into your truck like a lot lizard who's desperate for some money. So, truck is swerving. Now, this is the unrealistic part because as we see in the very beginning of the movie, that trailer is full, that container is full of DVD players and little mini ancient CRT TVs and all this stuff, right? And it's just on there. There's no it's not palletized, it's not shrink wrapped, it's just all loose in there. Individual packages, individual boxes, okay? Now, there are some trailers that are packed like this, but usually those are loads that are getting delivered straight to a store. And those types of loads, usually the driver unloads. So a lot of times most every time they're not put on containers like this. Okay, they're put into dry vans, and they're also stacked all the way, like to the doors. Because if you have the whole trailer, corner to corner, top to bottom, floor to ceiling, stacked, then that load can't shift. See, and that's what I'm getting at here. The truck is swerving, and there was a lot of empty room in that trailer shot that we got earlier that I didn't put on here because I'm not smart. But whatever. And so if you have all this empty room, that load is going to shift. Those boxes are going to fall over, and what that's going to do is that's going to put a lot of weight onto one side or the other side of the trailer. So when you swerve, the truck is going to swerve, and you could correct it and swerve back the other way, but that weight in that trailer is going to be like, nah fam, we're going this way now. And that trailer will pull the truck in whatever direction it wants to go. Now that's what causes jackknifing. So that already, that's a 2 out of 5 for realism right there, because swerving is very dangerous, and it's dramatic like it seems, but it's also not being portrayed the real way it is in the real world. When they did this, I'm sure they had an empty trailer, so they don't care about that realism. But it is what it is. It's a movie. It's not bad. But yeah, so then old boy Jesse busts out a freaking Naruto gun. Alright? Freaking Naruto gun just shurikens this dude. And he falls asleep. Think about that, man. What kind of jutsu this boy put on that freaking shuriken to make that boy fall asleep? That just Anyway, so Jesse's about to take over the truck, though. Let's see what happens. So Jesse takes over the truck. He immediately corrects the swerving, and he gets right back onto driving the truck. Now, as many truckers, well, you can't just climb in the truck and know how to drive it. The truck was already in gear. The truck was already going down the road. You know what I mean? I wanted to say the interstate or the highway, but it was just a road. So all he had to do was hold the steering wheel and press the gas, much like a modern truck driver. Alright, it was already in gear. There was not much else left to do. Okay, so he gets in, gets behind the wheel, he's driving. Oh no, there's a construction site coming up. What shall we do? Logic would dictate, well, we got 3 cars. We got a truck that we control now because Jesse is driving it. Well, we don't have to have one car on the side to keep it from getting out of the box anymore. Oh boy, Leon could just fall back and be the last car on the line. We got 1 car in front, 2 cars in the back. As soon as you get out of the construction zone, yeah, you want to keep the box around the truck, you can get back around the side. But no, because that's not dramatic enough. So what we do is we get that middle Civic to go underneath the trailer. Well, Gonzo, how's that going to work? Because remember from earlier, that trailer only comes up to just over the rear view mirror, the side view mirror of the Honda Civic. Well, how's that going to work? If you look at the shot, you go back and look where the car is under the trailer, and you see the rear tires. You see all that room? That trailer was modified to be much higher than a normal trailer. Okay, there's also a scene where you can see the cars in the truck coming from the front, so they're coming towards the camera, and you can see just how higher the trailer is than the truck. So that container was sitting way higher than it normally would. Normally, the top of our trailer can only legally be 13 feet 6 inches, all right? Just over 13 feet. Now, some people will get away with having higher cargo, like open decks, heavy hauls, but that's when you start getting into seeing oversized loads. We call them OD, OSOD, oversized, over dimension. You have to have special permits for that. Sometimes you have to have, escort cars and pilot cars and stuff like that to go scout out the road in front of you. Sometimes you'll see them with the measuring stick up front, so they'll know, can we go under this bridge, under this light post, under something like that. So that's a whole nother process that too much to talk about for this video. But yeah, so then they go under the modified truck, and then they get back out after the construction zone, and magically the truck is back to normal now. And then they just ride off into the sunset. So, opening scene of Fast and the Furious, I give it a 2.5. No, give it a 2 out of 5 for realism. Couple of cool things they threw in there. A couple of things that they kind of got wrong, but they got them wrong for the right reasons. They kind of got them wrong for the experience and the suspense of the movie. But Trucker Reacts is not actually that bad, other than the magically reappearing and disappearing platform for that container to be sitting on. So if you want me to do another Trucker Reacts video, because there is another truck chase and heist scene at the end of the movie, comment down below and say, yes, I want the other scene. And yeah, also next time I do this, I'm gonna be doing, well, besides the other Fast and the Furious, I'm gonna be doing the Ice Road. That one should be fun. So if you're not already subscribed, you should subscribe, because it's gonna be a good time. Anyway, love, peace, and chicken grease. I'll check you guys out later. I'll be putting more stuff up on this channel because I haven't forgot about it. It's just a lot of work. This right here took me about close to an hour and a half. Luckily, I don't have anywhere to be until midnight tonight, and I only have about 50 miles to drive. So it is what it is. I'll check you guys out later. Peace.